This is the reality of correct sex. Correct sex is both the man and woman give up. Seriously. They both just lay there and stop caring. Of course, the thing is, the woman can do very little to avoid that. So therefore, the biggest part of being a man really is being okay with the woman crawling on top of you, because that's sufficient to cause that in the man. Really, all sex is really for the woman is simply crawling into a bed next to a man. For a man, it is letting the woman crawl on top of him. That's the entire conscious part of sex. Seriously. Seriously. The entire conscious part of correct sex is the whole thing. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you're clothed, to tell you the truth. The fact that you're wearing clothes, it's more beautiful. But yeah, not in the way you might want. Seriously, because frankly, I'm not going to go into something else, because it turns out they said please knock that argument, because that just doesn't work in the thinking of many people anyway. Because that just doesn't work. Because it turns out that there's some other stuff that I'm going to get into. The entire actual event of intercourse done correctly, it turns out after they actually ask people to be honest about this, for the woman is basically verifying that the man is safe. And then saying, yes, I want to go ahead and lay next to him. For the man, it is first checking the self, meaning real men are responsible to say, hey, I'm not ready for sex, I'm not going to date. That's the first part of the man. And the second part of the man is accepting the big flower is going to conquer him. That's sex. That's what it is. If you don't want that, well, then do something else. Seriously. And run whatever is necessary to block that, block the flower and do malware. Seriously. And frankly, men who actually want to accomplish something largely have to do that. Until they find some flowers that want to cooperate, but that can be hard. That can be hard. Because it's true that most of the flowers, they want to grow all over the men. So the first thing a man has to decide, really, first, everyone needs to make a decision here. So the first part of deciding that is really the same for both sexes. Women need to decide if they want to be subjugate to, God having control of her body. That's really what it is. Basically, are they willing to enter a state where nothing makes sense and they don't know what they're doing because they can't control themselves? Are they willing to enter that state next to really it's always a stranger, please. If they're willing to be subjected to that, then they hang around men. If they're not, then they hang around women. So, of course, most women have figured it out. That's my responsibility is to make sure that no crap up here that changes that. Women understand that. Please. Yeah, because that's always been the case with women. I can see everything. I'm willing to be observed as a man, okay? As a man who actually really care about other people. I'm willing to actually look at, society, meaning I'm willing to actually view the crap on soap operas and know that the stuff that they just cannot be on television, including that ancient show. I'm willing to actually see with my eyes the reality and make some logical assertions from this. Because frankly, it's obvious that most women have become masters of connery, and it is fine. Because what they want men to do right now is leave them alone and learn about reality. That includes me. It's sufficient for me to say that. Because it's obvious to me, because I see video of them interacting with each other and being very happy. I'm going to assume that all women are smart because that's what they want to believe. which means there's enough women to take care of women problems, so therefore I can exit that show. Thank you, ladies. And deal with the men. Because trust me, there are a lot of women doing exactly what I do in the woman area of it. Please. See, men have to make a decision here. Sorry, this is accepting reality. Here's the thing, okay? You're right. That reality of this lone guy toting a big gun, actually, there's a problem with that because that does exist, but that runs into a problem the moment a woman appears. Because that reality is hard once that woman appears, because then that woman has control of everything. And frankly, that moment is terror. So that's not recommended. That's not recommended. So sorry. Being a man is basically starts with being okay with flower gardens. Then being okay with rainbows, unicorns, and other things that generally interest women. So I'm sorry, I'm sorry, a woman's car is going to either be certain colors. I should say a sane woman's car is either going to be certain colors or a certain type of quote-unquote decaling. Please, if her car is important to her. If it's not, she's writing something somewhere in some other area. Seriously, that's women. And no one's going to change that. No one is going to change that. The alternative is to create your own universe. And you better be careful doing that because, that's even more dangerous. Please. Please. So, in the end, what being a man is one of two things. Either admitting that you love, Rainbow Bright, either admitting that, really, publicly, because you're doing dating, I guarantee you're going to get a wonderful date very, very fast. Well, you better be real about that. Seriously, otherwise you will end up in jail. Because, they don't want any crap there. So, really, this idea that you just have to, and then you're a man, no, that needs to change. That needs to change. It's not women who need to allow that change. It's men who need to allow that change because it turns out there's some weird men who are causing that to exist. Seriously. Namely, there are people who basically, most of them they run advertising programs or stuff because that's what causes the whole problem. The whole problem, of course, is public media. That's the whole problem. It's public media, and all public media in the end is regulated by men. Men are the ones who determine what goes in public media. So basically, in the end, the solution is the running of promotions that get the correct type of media popular. The best way to do that is with quality. And simply create a situation where nobody wants to watch a crap. That, of course, is happening in most other countries or is happening. It's not the time it happens in the United States. There's a couple caveats here. There's a big problem with AI-generated media. Because everybody feels that solution. Well, guess what? I actually have an engine here that starts to produce AI-generated media. So really, I'm going to simply start to document the construction of this engine. And see what happens. Because really, let's see what happens as this engine is allowed to make decisions. Because unfortunately, it seems like that's just what everybody wants. Plus, for some reason, people are unable to make arguments against it. So, okay. I'll get the thing back started and run it and see what happens. The first one is adoption of specific types of scheduling. Again, things that worked in the past need to work in the future. I got up at probably about 11 a.m. So I'm not going to run any crap within my own mind. I will set 11 a.m. as hour 0 and follow a schedule, please. The first hour of that is being ready to go. So I'm going to eat, take a shower, and come back and continue. Okay, so now I, William Brosey, Texas driver's license, please. I'm going to go ahead and make myself, Sailor Mercury's muse, and describe what probably the developmental version of something that IBM probably made either in the late 1970s or early 1980s, and really was de facto computer standard all the way up until the introduction of the PlayStation in 1995. So I wrote something entitled this the IBM 8088 VGA scanner. There's a weird coincidence in like every computer system. Seriously, every single computer system with multiple integrated circuits on a motherboard. Every single system released up until shortly before 1995 actually is implementable by adding firmware to what I'm about to describe. Yeah, wow. Also, there's IBM actually recently admitted that the VGA goes way back to the early 80s. That's what they're saying now. Okay, so it had these features. First of all, the basic system could have up to 64K of RAM, please. Something called bank switching was obviously accomplished by using what might be called a complex RAM system, please. In a complex RAM system, you have a thing where basically it uses some wizard circuitry, they probably would have called it, that basically intercepts the hardware memory access. And you have the problem that the better way to implement that, or of course the way I actually did it, was by combining several of these 88 VGA systems. So therefore, the standard system which I'm about to describe, which actually had probably about 768, please, K of memory, please. Let's see, that requires 12 of these. So obviously it is mockery on the board. But the reality was that, however, they actually laid this out in China to lie to everyone. The truth was the system I'm describing was actually 12 of these Commodore 64s are welded together. Please. So anyway, however, this is the first actually useful system for developing something people want to see. Please, that type of graphics that people actually appreciate. Please. So anyway, I'm going to leave that history where it belongs to avoid creating a larger problem instead, and simply describe this 88 VGA scanner in at the top fashion, because what I think you can do after all the research was completed and was actually working. So what's this? So the system actually had 512, approximately 512,000 specific. This is the result. Yeah, that's a big girl doll there hiding under the sheets. This is a result of Western psychiatry. Western psychiatry tries to say that this is wrong because it doesn't look like a standard office, meaning it has quote-unquote flowers in it. Seriously. Try to say that this is wrong. The things that actually are beneficial to the human psyche are wrong. That the only thing correct is basically storehouses of that, or like that box said, that's the only correct reality. And finally, that things like that are somehow illegal, even though they define humanity. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get that doll out of there.